to 3:15. So, try out our transit system on Thursday. And that's all I have. I'll ask the city manager if he has anything.
Your Honor, just one thing, just to mention to the council, there's a Southeast Minnesota League of Municipalities meeting on Wednesday, April 27th at the city of Elgin. Runs from 2 to 6 is their basic meetings and breakout sessions, and they have a speaker and a meal. It should run till about 8:30. If anyone is interested in attending, please let me know as soon as possible. I want to submit our RSVP by tomorrow morning.
Are you planning on going?
I am.
All right.
That's all I have.
Okay, roll call.
Mayor Peterson.
Here.
Councilman Thurley.
Here.
Craig. Alexander. Here. Iden. Worzakowski.
Here.
Double.
Here.
Under the petitions, requests, and communications, item 3.1 is the 2016 Steamboat Days Agreement. And we have members of the committee here if you have questions, and President Michael Mohan can give a little summary.
I'd make a motion to adopt the attached resolution.
Second. Motion by Michelle, seconded by Paul. Go ahead, introduce yourself and state your name and address.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Mohan. I'm the 2016 Winona Steamboat Days president. I wanted to start off by saying thank you to the council for your continued support of Winona Steamboat Days and for your backing to allow us to continue to put on this great festival every year. I just want to touch on a couple of the new items that we're going to have for Steamboat Days this year. First of all, we are going to have the Blue Stars Drum and Bugle Corps out of La Crosse, Wisconsin as part of the parade. They have won over their years, and I believe they started in the 60s. They have won 14 United States titles and 5 international titles for drum and bugle corps. We're also going to have the White Horse unit, which is an Arabian horse, 12 Arabian horse unit with riders. They're also quite well known. They've appeared in places such as the Rose Bowl and the Indianapolis 500. We're going to have the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies, which apparently is a very fun group of grandmothers who do a nice little show for the parade. We have a bit of a TV star coming in. We have Whiplash, the cowboy monkey, former spokes monkey for Taco John's, appeared on ESPN, the Today Show, and several other places. The Carnival is bringing in the Ring of Fire, which is a new ride for the first time. It's kind of a circular roller coaster, and that's going to be on the 2nd and Center Street location, I believe. We also have the St. Paul Bouncing Team, which has been around since the 1930s. That was originally part of the St. Paul Winter Carnival. And last but not least, we are going to be bringing in our own private label beer for the first time since 1979. It's going to be called Steamboat Blonde, and hopefully you guys all have a chance to sample that when you come down to the tent. Thank you very much.
Any questions for me, Al?
Yeah, I noticed in the information in our packet that you've kind of rearranged a little bit of the downtown. Can you explain how those changes are going forward?
Sure, actually, I think I'll bring Fred Betting up to chat about that a little bit. Fred did most of the.
Well, normally you ask for us to park or put a four-way stop at Center and Second, and this time you've got, the kiddie stuff is moved to a different location, and it seems to me anyway.
The only thing that's changed from what we've done in the past in terms of the downtown fest grounds is we're putting the ride at Second and Center. Before it was just partially on Second and Center. We've had the fire department down there to get approval. The fire lane, all it needs to have there is up to Second and Center. Okay. So there's access there. But that's the only change that we got that I know of. Everything else is the same. The car show's the same place. Everything else, the vendors are the same place. Well, we haven't moved the beer tent hill. So.
You're blocking the road, though, from Lafayette to Center on Second.
We've done that in the past.
Okay.
It's been blocked once the festival starts, but now it's going to be totally blocked once the festival starts.
Well, that was what I noticed here on the information. That's why I'm asking the questions.
Okay.
All right.
Anything else?
Well, I'd ask city staff about, because Second Street is a truck route.
Well, we have a detour set up where they go to the fourth.
Okay.
And that's posted
Okay, it'll be posted
Yeah,
and
it's been at
people
Franklin.
know that, okay.
So, yeah, we've blocked that for quite a few years now.
Well, confirmation is good to know. Yep.
Just one more brief note. Steamboat Days has kind of morphed into a partial 3-week event over the last couple of years.
Yep.
We kick off Steamboat Days now with a golf outing. This year it's going to be held, I believe it's June 11th, which is the Saturday prior to Steamboat Days at the Bridges Golf Course. Of course, the following week is the main Steamboat Days event. And for the second year in a row, the car show is going to move to the Saturday after Steamboat Days. And just for a moment, I'm going to have Jim Reynolds come up and chat a little bit about the new things in the car show this year.
Hey, good evening. My name is Jim Rellinger. I run the car show. This year, I think probably going to be one of our biggest years we've ever had. We got a TV personality coming in this year from Salt Lake City, Utah, with a car that they built on TV. That's a real big deal. It's going to probably double the size that we've normally had downtown. We got 2 bands. We got one out of Chicago coming and one out of Salt Lake City coming. One new band out of Chicago is kind of like a Beach Boy theme type band. We got the extra parking we're going to need this year. Merchants Bank was good enough to give us the east parking lot of their bank there. This is going to be, I think, if we have a weekend like we had this last weekend, it's going to be huge.
Yep.
So,
Was this the TV personality that builds the cars and then gives them away?
yep. No. This one is called Bitchin' Rides.
Oh, okay, yep,
I'm sure everybody might have seen
Yep.
it, but the car that's coming with, buddy of mine had that car built, and he spent $700,000 on that car to have
Yeah.
it built, and
awesome,
that car's gonna be here at the show. They're bringing that from Portland, Oregon.
Great.
And it just, this guy that built this car has been out in Los Angeles and last month in Washington at another car show, and they said it's just all day long, 200 people in
Yep.
line waiting for autographs and T-shirts, and
all right,
that's gonna be huge.
I'll be there.
Yeah, and we already gotten groups out of Minneapolis calling. We got one
Yeah,
group of 30
yeah.
alone coming out of Minneapolis that just found out about it, and people out of Eau Claire. It just keeps expanding for
Yeah.
us, so.
All right,
Well, I want to say thank you to
Yep.
you, Jim, and the committee of really dedicated volunteers that take
Been a lot of
on
work.
this project every year.
Yeah.
It's a great event for the city.
Thanks, and we appreciate the support from the city also.
yeah.
Any questions?
George, did you have your hand up?
Oh, I was gonna ask if the car show was the same weekend, but Mike,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, a week
just
later,
explained
yeah.
that, so,
all right.
right.
Other
Is it
questions?
gonna be the same, the same blocks, or is it gonna be extended further west or east more?
Well, if
or-
we wouldn't have gotten the bank parking lot, we would have had to do something different, and add 2 more blocks to it or something. We're hoping, I think, just the way the response I'm getting, I think we're gonna hit 400 cars plus this year. Pretty easy.
It's a great show.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right.
Any other questions, or are we ready to vote? I think we are. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 3.2 is a request for licenses for the 2016 Steamboat Days Festival. This is for the temporary liquor license and the carnival license.
I'd move approval of the licenses.
Second.
Motion by Michelle, seconded by George. Any questions or comments? George?
This beer you were talking about, Mike, is that gonna be strong beer?
It will be, I believe it's 5.4, I believe, is the ABF.
Okay. 2 will be enough.
16 on stage, George.
Cheap date.
Maybe one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? We'll vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 3.4 is a request for the Winona Swim Club event to take place July 22nd through the 24th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Paul, seconded by George. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Yes,
Did I skip one?
St.
I
Mary's.
thought St.
Oh, yeah.
Mary's. I was just throwing those.
3.3.
Sorry.
Let's go back to
That was
item
3.4.
3.4.
We'll go back to 3.3.
Request for temporary on-sale liquor license for St. Mary's University Homecoming on June 25th.
Move to approve that.
Second.
Motion by Al, seconded by Michelle. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. carries.
Now on to item 3.5, request for use of Levy Park by the Ragnar Relay on Friday, August 12th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Michelle, seconded by George. Any discussion, questions? Hearing none, all those
Well,
okay.
just have a comment that, if the public is concerned about the reconstruction and all of that with our Highway 43 bridge, the folks proposing this have contacted MnDOT and Terry Ward, and are adjusting their schedules to match the bridge construction changes.
There's a map inside here
Right,
that shows that.
right.
Anything else? We'll vote.
Mayor?
Yes, George.
Is there anyone here from the Ragnar Group that wants? Oh, okay. 30 seconds.
Yeah,
30
Keep it
seconds?
short, man.
Chad's told you too much like that. So anyhow, it's pretty self-explanatory. Everything's been set. There's 350 teams that come. They started years ago in La Crosse, and we actually took it from them, and they start here in Winona now. And so they have, I don't know, Keith's been on it too before, but they have like teams of 20 or 12 on a team, have 2 vans usually that go and get up to St. Paul. So the only difference that they did last year as opposed to others is it was too hard early in the morning to do the registration and get everything together. So they're actually, and it reflects that in here, that they're actually gonna do it on Thursday night. So it's pretty cool we got.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? We'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 3.6 is request to close Lake Park Drive by Windcraft for their company picnic on Saturday, July 16th.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Michelle, seconded by Paul. Discussion?
Just want to compliment Windcraft on their continuing commitment to Winona, especially their expansion this past year and going forward.
We'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Carries.
Item 3.7 is a request for after-hours use of Governor Heights City Park Lookout on Friday, July 10th.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Michelle, seconded by George. I had a question here. The park closes at 10. What time are they starting? I didn't see that.
Mayor and council, they said they would drive up to the lookout at approximately 9:30, and they stay till midnight.
Okay, so it's really not an inconvenience for anybody. All right, great. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes.
Item 3.8 is a request for docking at Levy Park by the French-American Line for their boat on September 26th and October 10th.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Michelle, seconded by Paul. I think it's exciting to see a boat coming back, the Louisiana. If you haven't seen a picture of it, you should Google it. We continue to try to work with the American Queen, written to the president of the company. I've talked to the people arranging the shore visits and keep after them, and doing these premium tours from La Crosse where they bring people up to Winona, but we're still not on the map. And I heard from Dieter Millamaka the other night, who saw in Time magazine a map of the American Queen with Red Wing and La Crosse, but Winona wasn't on it, and he wanted to know why. So but we'll get them back, and they maybe here this year, who knows, but we'll see.
Mayor, do you know what kind of vessel this is?
I think it holds 125 people,
Okay,
and I think they sleep on it.
okay. It's more of a
Double
Viking
check
cruise kind of thing, or river
Yeah.
cruise thing?
Google it.
Okay, okay.
It's been a while since I looked at it.
Mhm.
But it'd be great to have it here.
Looks like they're gonna be touring Winona as well.
They are, they're gonna do
Coach
step-on
buses from
guides, and we'll be calling you
Cal
out.
Fremling Drive, yeah. Okay,
All right. Anything else? We'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Item 3.9 is a request by Sloppy Joe's Bar for a street closure on Saturday, June 4th for their 100th anniversary.
Move to approve that request.
Second.
Motion by George, seconded by Michelle. Any comments or?
Problem, concern I have is that they're going to notice that there's no public consumption on street property and that they've, notified neighbors about the event as well as our local fire department and police that it's going to be occurring.
Right, Mayor and Council, I should note the street closure is so that they can have a trailer set up, the band will be in the street and all the patrons will be on their property.
Facing probably west toward the bar.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
And
Okay.
they, Chuck did say he has invited all the neighbors and
Okay.
RTP.
It's good to know. Thank you.
Anything else?
And congratulations on the anniversary, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Item 3.10 is a request for circus license for Circus Pages for tomorrow evening's performance at the National Guard Armory.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Michelle, seconded by George. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Item 3.11 is the extension of the Wellesley United Methodist Church parking lots lease agreement.
Move to approve the attached resolution.
Second.
Motion by George, seconded by Michelle. Any discussion?
Just to let council know, I will be abstaining on this vote since I'm a member of the Board of Trustees for this institution.
Okay. I think we're ready to vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, and one abstention.
One abstention.
Okay.
Thank you.
Passes.
Item 3.12 is a request to close Chatfield Street on April 30th for an event at the East Side Bar.
Move to approve that request.
Second.
Motion by George, seconded by Michelle. Discussion?
It's a pretty long time for the event. 7
I saw the
a.m.
other
to
one went
11
till-
p.m.
Yeah.
It's a car show, so they bring in the cars to park in the street.
Okay. Thanks for the clarification.
Anything else? We'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Under unfinished business, item 4.1 is to award the contract for the Masonic Temple roof project to the low bidder, Winona Heating and Ventilating, the bid of $528,130.
I'd make a motion to adopt the attached resolution awarding the bid to Winona Heat and Vent.
Motion by Michelle, seconded by Paul. Any discussion? Al?
Yeah, I'd ask city staff how this project, since it's a fairly large project and it's, over budget and stuff, how is this going to be inspected by city staff? Or how does that move forward?
Chad?
I don't want to do this again in, a few years anyway. That's my concern.
Mayor and council, the city has hired Miller Dunwoody, who has put together the specs and project scope. They, of course, subcontract with structural engineers and do the construction review and oversight for this project.
So the consultant is the one responsible for the inspection and going forward as the project unfolds.
Both Miller Dunwoody, the consultant, and then, of course, city staff and city inspections will
Okay.
also review the project as well.
I guess since we've, dealt with this project for a long time, that as far as a council representative goes, and maybe others on council feel, that it would be helpful for us to have updates and reports going forward with the project, assuming a passage, anyway.
With this specific project,
Yes,
certainly, we can do that.
okay.
We can bring back periodic updates, otherwise, certainly as the project starts, because we don't have a specific start date, I would certainly can notify council when that's going to begin and anticipate end dates as well. And again, periodic updates as the project moves forward.
Okay.
I would just, in that vein, I would just remind council that step one of many steps in this building. This is an important first step to secure the roof and then obviously maintain the building going forward.
Well, that's why I'm asking the questions.
And I know when these bids came in, and they came in as high as they did, the
Right.
staff went back to Miller Dunwoody and talked to them and tried to find ways to reduce this price by as much as they could, and there really wasn't any way to do it, so that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
George?
Chad, now, is this gonna be the entire roof, the structure, all that? When they're done with this, the roof is done?
This project includes the roof, and so the Masonic Temple is a three-tiered roof. It includes all three tiers of that roof being redone, completed with a EPDM roofing material. And this project also includes the structural reinforcement of the wood trusses within the roof structure. So those 5 beams that we typically talk about from the stage to the back of the auditorium.
It's also doing the parapet and the cornice work too, and insulation, is that correct?
There is some parapet work, some cornice work, some flashing work, as well as updating insulation for the roof. It does not, just to be very clear, it does not include the entire exterior of the building as it relates to parapets and flashing and cornice work, but those parts that are directly affected by the roof, it will.
George?
I am surprised that all that work can be done for this price. I think that's a very good price considering what they're all gonna do.
Okay, anything else? We'll vote, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Item 4.2 is to award the contract for the truck mount slinger spreader. The low bidder is St. Joseph Equipment with a bid of $66,000.
I'd make a motion to adopt the attached resolution, awarding St. Joseph Equipment the contract.
Second. Motion by Michelle, seconded by Paul. Discussion?
Is this just the insert part of that vehicle? Okay, because the header says a trunk mount slinger, and the body says a truck mount, so just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Okay, you ready to vote? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
And under new business, item 5.1 is a cooperative fire protection agreement with Minnesota Department of Natural Resources.
I'd move approval of the attached resolution.
Second?
Motion by Michelle, seconded by George. There's no changes to this from other years, I understand. Chief, you want to say anything about this?
That's what I was gonna ask you,
Oh.
just say a few words.
Mayor and Council, this is a 5-year renewal of a previous contract that we had. The only changes that are reflected in this newer version, Type 1 engine that is requested, there's about a $15 difference from what we had 5 years prior, so getting $15 more if they request a Class A engine. And there's about a $25 difference with a tactical tanker, a T1, I think that's in the back, but that's about $25. So it's just a monetary change that was actually probably to the good for us, so.
Okay.
Covers the actual expenses, I assume, going forward, yeah.
Correct.
How many calls have we had, Chief, over the years to work with this?
We haven't in the last 5, but this is a standard contract that goes out to almost every fire department in the state. And it's just to protect.
Let's hope it stays that way.
Yeah, not gonna let it, so.
Anything else? We'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Item 5.2 is city code amendments for breweries and distilleries. This would add 3 new licenses to our city code.
I'd move, I'm sorry, George, please.
I would move to introduce the attached ordinance.
Second.
Motion by George, seconded by Michelle. Any discussion? Al?
Does this address the small brewer or tap room growler option on normal days plus Sundays?
Mayor and council, we updated our city code for some changes last summer.
Okay,
And so the growlers and Sunday sales was included last year.
okay.
However, we have some interest in doing these types of licenses, so we thought we could update the code before someone comes in with that request.
Okay. Does any of this include a Sunday sale of alcohol, like the growlers are in state law now?
Well,
It does.
2 of the licenses would be on sale, so they would be,
On
they
premises?
could have
Okay.
Sunday sales. The small brewer tap room off sale, yes, if they sell growlers, we already have in the city code, they can sell
Okay.
on Sunday.
Okay, good.
I should note, it's the difference between a brewer and a brew pub. A brew pub is a restaurant that brews beer on the side, whereas a small brewer's primary business is brewing beer,
Mhm.
and they can have food and beer sales on the premises on the side.
So I know Goodview has the Winona
Correct.
Brewers or whatever it is. I mean, how does that compare with what we're
So if you are
Taking
a
action.
small brewer and you have an on-sale license, you are limited to selling only your product on
Okay.
the premises.
Okay.
George?
And just a question, Monica, on the second one, this brewer tap room on sale license, is that just for selling beer, or can they sell hard liquor too?
No, it would only be their beer.
Only
that
be
they
their beer
produce.
is what it would be, so. And now, what about this spotted cow that we hear about? That's only in Wisconsin, from what I understand?
That's correct. They, as far as I know, they don't have import rights into Minnesota.
Okay, okay,
You have to cross the river, George,
yes,
to find a spotted cow.
okay.
Anything else? I think we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Item 5.3 is a resolution to certify the polling places for the 2016 primary and general elections. I would note the council had approved the list at the last council meeting. However, the county is requiring that we approve this by formal resolution.
I'd make a motion to approve this resolution.
I'll second.
Motion by Michelle, seconded by Paul. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
Item 5.4 is the airport runway decommissioning and change order.
I'd move approval of the attached resolution.
I'll second that.
Motion by Michelle, seconded by Al. I think it's something that Keith should come up and explain a little
Yep.
further.
Mayor and council, this last year we finished, or we are in the process of finishing, the primary runway rebuild and all the navigational equipment that goes with that. Part of that process required us to disconnect the short runway from the longer runway for safety reasons. And in doing so, the short runway became even shorter. To the point of, there's a lot of planes that cannot use it anymore, and there's some safety concerns. We also have issues with, on the Goodview side of the short runway, there are still penetrations through the invisible plane of where they're not supposed to be. And it would involve removing a lot of those, which some of those are difficult to remove. We've had contact from the FAA and MnDOT that telling us they're not gonna license that runway anymore. So at this point, we're decommissioning that, and it'll be taken out of service. It'll still serve as a taxiway, so the planes that are in the T-hangars can have good access to the main runway. And then the existing taxiway will be removed, most of it will be removed from just plainly removed. And then we'll put in the proper paintings and all of that. This change order is the cost of the removal, the grinding, the painting, and everything to go with that. And there's still some money left over in the original contract.
Keith, was this expected throughout the design and the work that's been done out there? Were you expecting this to
Yeah,
happen?
early on, there was quite a bit of controversy in this. we pushed back quite a bit because we didn't want to disconnect, didn't want to shorten that area. But FAA was very serious that it needed to be disconnected for safety reasons. And they gave good reasons for it.
Okay, thank you.
But
Oh, Al?
I just have a quick question. I mean, I read today, I think, or yesterday, about the issue with private drones as they affect aviation. I know it's not probably relevant to what we're voting on today, but I'm a little concerned about folks that might, use those kinds of devices in proximity to our local airport.
We've had a number of requests and wondering what our regulations are, and at this point, we've been deferring them to the federal government, which is still in the process of creating theirs.
Okay.
But the one that really covers us well is you're not supposed to be flying them within 5 miles of the airport.
Okay, good.
That pretty
Good to
much
know.
covers the community.
Yep. It does. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other comments or questions? Not, we'll vote. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Passes.
And item 7.1 is council concerns.
We'll start with Paul.
Well, I'd just like to let the community know that the councilman or councilwoman Pam Eden and the group that are traveling to Japan are all safe. That if they've heard about the earthquakes in Japan, that they are safe, and that's it.
Okay. George?
Keith, at our next meeting, or however you want to contact the council, if you could just give us an update on the methane gas burner down at the wastewater plant. I know we've had some problems with it and it was kind of going good, whatever. Just give us an update as to what the status of that methane gas burner is now. And also, I know they were repairing the railroad track intersections they repaired it on 3rd and one on 2nd. If you could just check to make sure that they're going to redo the 2nd Street one down by the old knitting mill building. They did the one on 3rd Street, and it was very, very well done, very, very nice. And I'd just like to just take a moment to welcome all of our new city employees. I will not name them all, but welcome all of our new city employees. Congratulations to all the city employees who received promotions during the past month or so, and good luck and good health to all of our retired city employees. And Chief, I know you have one, so, not you, but you have one, so congratulations to all those people. Also, May 2nd, we're going to have a bridge meeting, and I want to hear from you, and I'm sure the council does. There was 5 options listed in the paper. I want to hear from you. What option do you prefer? And, let me know, let the council know, because we know that before our vote, there's going to be a lot of discussion as to how this bridge goes out. I currently support option number 2, which I think most of us do, but I want to hear from you. What is your take on the bridge? And I'm sure we will as we move on. And also, congratulations to Linda Williams, who debuted in her Boston Marathon today, and she finished it in 3 hours, 36 minutes, 3 hours, 36 minutes and 7 seconds. Wow. Good time for her first time out, so very, very good. And that's unofficial, just got it off the cell phone. So anyway, congratulations to her. And also congratulations to Al and Irene Mullick on being the 2016-17 Harbor Master. And also to Jim and Elaine Bamanek, who are celebrating 60 years of marriage. So congratulations to them. And just to close on a sad note, I'd like to offer condolences to the family of Ken Pawlacki. Ken, who to most of us, we knew him as Pug. He spent many years working for the Merchants National Bank, longtime 4th Ward resident, good husband, good father, good grandfather, and one heck of a good neighbor, good to everyone. So condolences to his wife Marge and to Peggy, Kevin, and Patsy. He was certainly a good man. He will be missed. Thank you.
Michelle?
I just had a couple of requests that, if it's possible, we can look into televising pre-council meetings. A lot of people can't get here or don't realize we're having one that they would want to view, or just want to get the information and hear what we all have to say, especially when it relates to things like the bridge or in particular the dog park. People want to hear what we're saying about it. I don't know if it's possible. I said I would ask about it at this meeting. I'm not sure because we're contracting with someone to service if it's possible, or if it's even something we can just put online, but I've gotten quite a few phone calls about that.
Mayor and council, it's possible. It would just take an increase in the budget, and then all your pre-council meetings would have to be held in this room. So
Or
the
like,
limitations.
because even the Gilmore Avenue, they wanted what they got, they felt like what they got at the MnDOT was fine, but they feel like they missed something in the whole discussion process, or whatever we got pre-hand, they want to see it too. And I wasn't sure how to address that, but maybe we can talk about it. That's all I have.
I think it's a good idea, and you should look at including that in the budget. Yeah?
Couple of things I would ask our Public Works Director to answer those questions. I've had a constituent, a couple of them, call about the beginning and start of the city's mill and overlay program. I realize that it's probably reflective on when the particular process or plant that creates that particular product is up and running. But I guess I would be interested in hearing the estimate of when that would happen. And then, you know, we've spent a fair amount of tax dollars on improving the conditions at our main city lift station at Mankato and Gilmore, or Sarnia Street. Plus, there have been some repairs to the one on Gilmore Avenue, and I'd like to have an update on what those have been going forward. And it's my understanding, too, that the improvements will be made very soon, starting in May, on the intersection with Gilmore and Highway 61, and I hope that residents and folks that use that intersection will be very understanding as MnDOT makes those changes going forward. A little inconvenience will mean a long-term safety solution to that particular area. And as Councilperson Double indicated, the folks from our ambassadors here that go to Masato are wending their way as we speak to Winona, and we welcome them back, including Councilperson Iden. Thank you.
Thank you.
Under the consent agenda, there is one item, the approval of the minutes from April 4th.
So moved.
Second.
Al, seconded by Michelle. Discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign.
Mayor, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion to, and a second to adjourn, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Keep forgetting to get those two.
The mayor, or is it
You
posted
won.
without priority?